Ozarks, Dustin, Starr here, coming to you live from my house right down the street from the Memphis Wrestling WrestleCenter. Hello, everybody. Let's do a live reaction to episode 224. And while you guys are filing in here, remember you can put your questions into the comments box or your different topics. We're going to talk about today's episode 224. Once again, Dustin Starr here coming to you live. What an episode. I don't know how you can follow 1 week from the next, especially after last week. A impromptu, surprised, no rules Memphis Heritage Championship match. Psycho Simon returning to the WrestleCenter, squaring off against the Gun Show. There is an update on the Gun Show. There was a little bit of an update on DDT today in the program. So once again, if you've got a particular topic that you want to talk about or a match that you want to talk about or have a question, go ahead and put those in the comments. And while you're filing in, I will remind you that we are live tomorrow. That's Sunday, June the 8th, live at the WrestleCenter. WWE legend, former women's champion, the Phenom Jazz will be there live. Also, TNA wrestling star Crazy Steve is coming. And last time we saw him, he was stabbing somebody with his fork. So there's no telling what's going to happen there. And just added to the card yesterday, classic Memphis legend Reggie B. Fine returns to Memphis Wrestling. So he'll be there. You guys can meet him at 12:30. All of them, including the stars of Memphis Wrestling, 12:30 to 1:30. 1:30 is bell time, and it is going to be awesome. What's up, Thomas? How are you? Jeffrey's in the house. Jamie Davis, King Jamie. Do we have any good news, King Jamie? Ben, what's going on? How are you guys? I'm loving those championship badges. I appreciate that. What's up, Trey? How are you? We had round 2 of the Junior Heritage Championship Tournament today, and it looks like we've got the finals. Vashon Harvey with Oso, who Oso seems to be a deciding factor in all of Vashon Harvey's victories since they joined together. So you've got Vashon Harvey going head-to-head against cold-hearted Colton Cage. And if you guys want to dig a little deeper into Colton Cage's, I'm going to call it a shoot promo today on Memphis Wrestling, it was off the hook. What's up, Coach Pillar? Coach Pillar in the house, putting the 5 in the sky. Oh, yeah. What's up? Coach Pillar's going to be in the house tomorrow at the WrestleCenter. We are going to be doing our 4th of July, our Independence Day episode. And so what that means is we have a Lenny Subs hot dog eating contest that's going down live at the WrestleCenter. Those of you who can't make it live, you can watch it on the program. That's going to be July 4th and July 5th. It is going to be so much fun. And I say that because Coach Pillar is there, and he's going to be a judge. Also, shout out to Coach Pillar. St. Jude Hero did the run in London, which was awesome. You guys are going to see that coming up on Memphis Wrestling. And then, of course, Rikishi is going to come to Tupelo's Super Show to help us raise money for St. Jude. So a lot of stuff going on. All the information's at memphiswrestling.tv. Jamie says, did you fumigate Reggie's fur coat? Reggie actually pulled that fur coat out and said that he hadn't pulled it out in years. Now, I don't know if I believe that because he's been, doing a couple of things here and there, but he said it's been a long time. Coach Pillar says, I'm back, all gas, no brakes, baby. I hear you. We've got to beat. I think our goal we said was $25,000 for St. Jude this year. So that's going down in August. Get those tickets because they're really selling. I think the ringside area is nearly sold out already. VIP Productions, man, I'm such a coward. How can I be brave? I'm not sure. Maybe you should register for training classes at WrestleCenter901.com. Autism Elite's in the house. Big shout out to Christopher Downs. Finally got the Memphis Heritage Championship. Christopher Downs actually went to our eBay store and purchased like a 1 of 2 Memphis Heritage Championship belt, the same one that the Gun Show carried, except for it's dual plated with silver and gold. It's a beauty. Thank you very much, Christopher. Looking forward to seeing you on June 29th, and then, of course, on July the 20th. We'll also be seeing you with Rikishi as well, I'm sure. Jeffrey's in the house. I want to know more about Cage's new attitude. I love it. I'm calling him the winner, by the way, and a face turn. Well, Colton Cage, of course, was in the Hollywood Clique previously, and then there were a lot of behind-the-scenes plans that we had for Colton Cage, and this is more of a members-only talk here, but when Colton said that he was sent home and we didn't have anything for him, we meaning whoever's putting the show together, the formats and such, that is absolutely true. So Colton Cage is speaking from the heart. And Jamie Davis says, yeah, I was going to mention Cage's promo. It was awesome. I think so too. Let me get caught up here. What's up, Tim? How are you? Thomas, oh yes, next year would be the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Jamie was going to mention the Colton Cage promo too, but yeah, pretty much. And Maria was laughing because he was shooting a lot of that towards me and I guess the creative department of Memphis Wrestling. So Colton Cage is not playing, man. You were seeing a whole different side of him, and I think he was taking a shot at Terrence too because he told him, "I'm not Casanova." And Colton Cage has an opportunity to punch his ticket and be a part of history as far as being the first ever junior heritage champion. But so does Vashon Harvey. Vashon Harvey has Oso in his corner. Are you kidding me? It's like 2-on-1. Ben says, shout out to Jackson Drake winning the first WWE Evolve Championship. Sean Legacy came really close. I think there are bigger things in store for Sean Legacy. Sean Legacy going to be on that main roster very soon, or at least on NXT as a staple. And then Jackson Drake, just seeing how he moved in the ring. I think I even sent an email after he left to Gabe Sapolsky from WWE and Evolve and ID and all that kind of stuff and told him, man, this kid is a star. He just moves great. Rob says straight up, the members only is well worth it. Yeah, guys, join members only. Not only do I get to see good matches twice, but I have learned much about the booking talent and the work. Yeah, we talked a little bit of everything behind the scenes. I'm going to do a members only here in just a little bit as well. There's also some training sessions that we posted. Scorpio Sky training session, uncut. Also, Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express, uncut. Jamie Noble as well. Eddie Kane, man, in the house. Look at their $5 donation. If you guys want to donate as well, click the little button and donate. Now, that $5 is going to go towards tickets from kids and people that aren't typically able, don't have dispensable income to come to Memphis Wrestling. So shout out to Eddie Kane, man. He'll be at the WrestleCenter tomorrow. And he says the WrestleCenter will be off the chain tomorrow with Reggie B. Fine in the house. Eddie, let me tell you, I grew up, me and my tag team partner, which was Simon back in the day, we wrestled Brickhouse Brown and Reggie B. Fine every single week, multiple times a week for probably over a year. Spellbinder Del Rios was booking shows. Other people were booking shows. I remember Selmer, Tennessee. There were some in Mississippi. There's a lot, and I don't remember all the cities and towns and everything. But it was very interesting because Reggie B was so good. He taught us how to work, like how to make you guys laugh. And then when you laugh, how to give you more of it instead of just doing what we had scripted or what we wanted to do. I mean, that dude is really good. So I can't wait for Reggie to entertain the crowd and to entertain you guys because a lot of you don't know who Reggie B. Fine is. But I'll tell you what, any dude that would show up to the WrestleCenter in today, which is pretty humid, with a fur coat on. Also, Reggie B is notorious for feuding with Jerry Lawler and being one of the biggest heels in Memphis wrestling history. So should be a ton of fun. Shout out to Eddie K, man, for that donation. I appreciate it. Let me get back to where I was. Yeah, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate it, man. I love that red championship badge you have. Thomas says tonight it's WWE AAA along with TNA Stars at Worlds Collide in LA. I'm very, 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 very busy when it comes to the day before television. So I probably will not watch that live, but I definitely am interested in seeing it. What's up, Jason Freeman? How are you? Trident's here, says wind blowing in 300 miles per hour. See all the hair wet back straight, leading cleavers in a nice forehead. Not sure what all that means, but thank you. Jason says, happy Saturday. I'm ready for tomorrow at the WrestleCenter. Jason, I can't wait. It is going to be star-studded. Thomas says, Kaylee Armstrong is the first WWE Evolve Women's Champion. Rob says, Oso is so greasy, hitting him because it's like an oil slick. Yeah. I think you guys are going to be surprised at the new look Oso that we're going to see tomorrow at the WrestleCenter. Jamie says, you need to fix that vignette camera. It's fuzzy. The vignette camera. What vignette camera? There was a shot on today's show where Derek was talking to Geo Savage and King Cobra, and I felt like that one wasn't as clear as what it should have been. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, Jamie. Cook says Colton versus Brad was a great match. I agree, and let me tell you, man, don't discount Colton Cage doing that drop kick off the top rope as high as he gets. The first one he missed, so you know that hurt like hell. And then the second one he hit, you know that hurt like hell times two. So shout out to Colton Cage. Billy Banks says, I'm sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Just a little bit of everything. Put your topics in the comments, brother. Jeffrey says, my tag team partner missed you in the chat today, buddy. Yeah, we did miss you, Eddie. Thomas says also tonight's Money in the Bank. I'm going to be paying attention to Money in the Bank. Brian says, I thought for sure that Ray Ray was going to win the tournament. Did anybody else think that Ray Ray was the hands down favorite for this tournament? And I don't care what anybody says. When Vashawn Harvey, win, lose, or draw, is done in this tournament, Ray Sanders is going to whoop that ass, and that's how I feel about it. And if he don't, I don't know what's wrong with him. Is Rodney Mack coming with Jazz? No, but I love me some thugging and bugging and some white boy challenge there, Jamie. Oh yeah, Colton or Vashawn will be epic. Who's going to be the first champion? Who will be crazy enough to face Crazy Steve? Go ahead and book it. Who should Crazy Steve fight? He has a fork. He's not scared to use it. Who does Crazy Steve fight tomorrow? Coach Pillar says, watch the latest Grind City Media podcast with Jazz. Dustin found out she was from Memphis. Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed about that, actually, Coach. I have been in this business since I was 15 years old. I know Charlie Parks. I know Reggie B. Fine. I know everybody that Jazz knows. And I have never come across her. So I guess that she, I was young back then, so I wasn't in the business. So maybe she moved out of Memphis by the time that I was old enough to meet her, is the only thing that I could think. But man, how's it on a wiki? How's that not shouted from the rooftops with all the classic history of Memphis wrestling and everything? Like, I'm embarrassed I didn't know it. Tom says, I know you're a busy guy, Dustin, and I get it, but I am going to watch those. I am going to watch those. Also, go and wash his hair, says Bill. It was a good episode, Jed, says Jason. Thank you. The rain had me sleeping late this morning. I hear you, man. It was thunderstorming bad. Glad Colton didn't try that kick in the ballroom. Oh my gosh, he would have literally went through. The interview in the locker room, I think some maybe different filters. Oh well, some of the stuff that happened previously, there will be some sort of filter or indication to let you know that that's not happening now. And the reason I say that is just there's a lot of new viewers that tune in every single week, and we see that in our subscriber count, which is now over 60,000. So thank you guys, shout out. And we're well over 5 million views for this 2025, and we're only in the first week of June. So shout out for that. We really appreciate it. But yeah, those filters and those look backs have a little bit of a different look to them, just so you know that it's not happening live. I thought it'd come down to Ray Sanders and Colton Cage. Man, I did too. Pouring rain in England. Ben says, who do you see win Money in the Bank? Man, it's got to be Seth Rollins, right? I mean, if it's not Seth Rollins, then I think it's an upset. Coach Pillar says Simon. Rob says Brad. You're going to put Brad Stinkerhorn against Crazy Steve? All I seen was one of the O'Neills go up, and I knew where it was going. What's up? That was awesome. I laughed my ass off. I said balls. I said nuts. I don't think I'm allowed to say any of that, so we kind of muted it out. But it was hilarious seeing Jimmy Blaylock get busted in the balls with the what's up from the O'Neills. Stephanie Vakir and LA Knight. LA Knight, yeah, I would love to see him win that. Crazy Steve versus one of the Slaughterhouse. Well, if you face one of them, you face both of them. Christopher says, looking forward to seeing what's going on July 20th with Gilbert, maybe against main event Bradley. Who knows, man? Love to see Gilbert in action. I wonder if he's still wrestling. Robert says, Dustin, did you watch Dynamite this past Wednesday? I saw some of it. It was 4 hours. I was really excited, but I only got a chance to see some of it. Jamie says, seems like I knew Jazz was from Memphis. Miss Jackie is from Texas. Correct. I think Jackie's from Texas, but by the time Jazz got into business, Jackie was already here, so everybody feels like Jackie is from Memphis. Eddie Kane, Maine says you're in England. Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool, right? Worldwide, baby. Did Psycho Simon got from the late Psycho Sid? That's a good question. Yes, actually. Psycho Simon is a huge fan of Sid Vicious. We actually tried to book Sid Vicious before he passed away. That would have been great to have him here. I got a couple more minutes here on this live reaction of episode 224, entitled "The Best, the Best, the Best." I don't know that a lot of our feature attractions come in, and instantaneously the fans just attach to them and love them. And I felt like Scorpio Sky was definitely that. He was fantastic during the meet and greet. Any pre-tapes or B-roll that we shot, he was fantastic. And then that match was a 5-star match. I don't care who you ask. And then to have Aaron Roberts come out to try to ruin it, and then Marco Harris having the back of Scorpio Sky, I thought was tremendous. So Scorpio Sky picks up the big victory over Zay Washington. But now we've got Aaron Roberts And now we've got Marco Harris, and I can't wait to see that. Rob says you keep putting on great shows like this, and the numbers will only grow. I agree, man. Come on, bring it on. I think you said effing balls, Dust. I did not. I did not. I cut out. We had to bleep out balls and nuts. Jazz would beat Crazy Steve's ass, fork or no fork. Yep, Jamie, I'm not booking that match. I'm still waiting to give Jimmy and Ash Taylor a personal receipt. I would love that, by the way. Like the O'Neills Twinkie break, me too. Eddie Kane, man, since R-Truth has been released, have you thought about signing him to Memphis Wrestling? I texted R-Truth the morning he was released. Would have been censored. Jazz is not the only phenom. The Undertaker is too. Yeah. We have a guy in the chat occasionally from France too. That's right. Worldwide, baby. Great episode today, says Brian. Thank you. Valhalla's looking for work. I'd love to book Valhalla, believe it or not. She's got to be the same character, though. Jason, haven't seen Jazz back in the 2000s in WWE. Well, you'll get to meet her live tomorrow. Marco put a whooping on Aaron. Yeah, it looked like they were fighting to the locker room, but Marco knew something was going on. Marco wants Aaron Roberts because if you cut the head off the snake, I mean, look, Aaron Roberts might not be the Memphis Heritage champion anymore, but he has a WWE ID contract. And if you don't think that Gabe and the guys are looking at these matches, Marco Harris, he could make a huge name for himself. If we made a top 5 list of what happened to Jimmy, that would be the number 1 spot. I tell you what, Ghost Papa, make a top 5 moments for Jimmy Blaylock, and we will put together a reel, and I think it would be hilarious. Yeah, Jason, tomorrow, Jazz, Crazy Steve, Reggie Be Fine, along with the stars of Memphis Wrestling. It's going to be awesome. Bill Banks says Memphis Wrestling is the highlight of my weekend. Man, I appreciate it. Highlight of my weekend, too. Thomas says Clash of WWE ID prospects. What's up, Fiery Phoenix? Jeffrey says the guy Roberts beat up in the parking lot looked a little like Marco. It was not Marco. Actually, I don't know who that was. He was getting his ass whooped back there, though, so I'm sure at some point that might be a hidden Easter egg that we find on Memphis Wrestling. They need Cousin Condrey. I don't know who Cousin Condrey is. A couple more minutes, guys. Gun Show. It was announced on our Facebook page. Gun Show had an MRI earlier last week, and he is out 8 to 12 weeks, and that's when he will be reevaluated. And it doesn't have anything to do with a spike to the eye or anything like that, even though that was a hell of a vicious spike right to the face. I think it actually caught him in the right up in this region or whatever. But besides that, of course, Gun Show, he's no spring chicken. He's been wrestling a long, long time. And unfortunately, it wasn't like a television platform like we have now with Memphis Wrestling for people and like you guys to see those bumps over the years. Well, those bumps take a real bad toll. I know that myself, when I had my MRI, there is debris in my C3 and C4 vertebrae, which brings a tingling and a loss of feeling in these 2 fingers because it goes all the way down. Well, Gun Show's in a similar situation where he's not needing surgery as I didn't need surgery. And I'm just comparing because I know where he's coming from. But Gun Show is not able to lift weights. He's not able to be physically active in any capacity, really, as far as heavy lifting or anything like that for 8 to 12 weeks. So the wear and tear on the Gun Show over the years and years of wrestling, and especially here these last. I know the schedule has, and we're no schedule like WWE, but having those high impact matches and stuff like look at all the guys he's wrestled: Psycho Simon, Cruel, Kate Toomer, Mike Anthony. Those fights with Mike Anthony, they definitely take some years, off of your career. New guys come from, I believe, the St. Louis area. We'll see them back on Memphis Wrestling. Slaughterhouse looked impressive. O'Neil Brothers, a great tag team today. They dressed up as the Dudley Boys. That's kind of been their thing since Halloween, I think. I don't bounce like I used to either. Yeah, no kidding. Hope Diana Taylor gets well soon. DDT will be live at the WrestleCenter tomorrow to provide an update on her injured eye. I can't wait. DDT is back tomorrow. Had the same issues with the neck because of playing bass in a rock band for 20 years. Yeah, it'll definitely do it. No kidding. Speedy recovery for DDT. Speedy recovery for the Gun Show. The O'Neills need different gimmick. I don't think so. I love the O'Neills. Yeah, prayers up for the Gun Show. What's up, Bobby? How are you? Wrapping things up here on the live reaction. Episode 224. Colton Cage moves on. Defeated main event Bradley in round 2 of the Junior Heritage Title Tournament. So he's going on to the finals to face off against Fashawn Harvey, who is victorious over the Shocker, which, by the way, the Shocker new t-shirt drops tomorrow live at the WrestleCenter. I can't wait. I've already got my my extra large reserved. Also, we are fully stocked with Memphis Wrestling jerseys. You can get one custom, or you can just get the one that has the Memphis Wrestling on the back. Hope she doesn't relinquish her title. I hope not too, but we'll see how long it's been. DDT will be wearing an eye patch. More than likely, it's Memphis Wrestling. I'm sure all the gimmicks will be out. Sue Young prepare for a beatdown from DDT. Oh, yeah. Team the O'Neills with Jay Webb. Okay, well, we have our finals of the Junior Heritage Title Tournament. That's going down live tomorrow at the WrestleCenter as well. And as I stated, a Lenny Subs hot dog eating contest for the 4th of July celebration. Be ready. Where's John Jolly at? You better be ready tomorrow. We've got this thing, and it's going down on 4th of July. So you guys will see it on the 4th of July. We're doing it live tomorrow. Also on today's episode, Slaughterhouse absolutely obliterated the new guys, and Ash Taylor has some monsters on his hands here. The O'Neil brothers was up all over the Hollywood Clique's balls, but Jimmy Blaylock and the Clique somehow, some way pull out the victory. And of course, in the main event, the best Scorpio Sky defeats Zay Washington. And you could also see Scorpio Sky on Sundays on this YouTube channel with United Wrestling Network. Will the Shocker shirt have a lot of static electricity? I hope not. I hope not. Got my custom jersey ordered. Yeah, you got 2 of them, Christopher. I appreciate that. I pray the Gun Show get Psycho Simon back tomorrow. Gun Show is out right now, man, so we'll see if he's in the building. I really do hope that he's at the table, at least greeting the fans. Bobby says, your thoughts on Jackson Drake being men's Evolve champ on WWE? 100% for it. Loved it. I just think there's bigger and better things for Sean Legacy, and that's no slight to Jackson Drake. Jackson Drake's going to be a big star. He's really young, too. Keith says, how does Pat McAfee manage NFL football commentary with WWE work? He's super talented, man. He is juggling, and he is just stacking up paper. Mark Posey, what's up? How are you, man? Congratulations. I know you graduated and everything else. Rocking and rolling. Come see me, Mark. Andrea says, hey, Dustin Starr. Love you too, girl. Thank you for joining me. Which taping is 4th of July? Jamie, it's going to be the 3rd taping. So taping 3 is 4th of July. Cook says Shocker is awesome. Everybody loves the Shocker. Plug it in, baby. Coach Pillar hates Jimmy and Ash Taylor. I hope DDT's okay. I'm concerned about her. We're going to get an update at the WrestleCenter live tomorrow with DDT. I'm hoping the WWE will bring out more championships, like the Trios Championships. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I was rooting for Sean Legacy, and me too. Jimmy and Ash in a death match. Oh, my gosh. I believe the Shocker is Austin Lane. We should get a lady Shocker. Nikki Lane. Get out of here. It's not Austin Lane. Come on. All right, guys, that's all the time I got. I am going to be doing members only live from the WrestleCenter here in just a couple of hours. So I have plenty of topics to talk about, including Reggie B. Fine and how this all came about. And yes, Jerry Lawler actually played a role in all of this. So I'll tell that on members only. We need to plug it in emoji. We do need to plug it in emoji. Live from India. Thank you so much, man. Cheerio, Dustin, my friend, says Thomas. Thank you. When would the Trios rings be defended? I think the Trios rings have been faded out, so shh. Don't tell anybody. Andrew says, hey, Dustin, what match are you excited to see? I'm excited to see the Money in the Bank matches this weekend. Money in the Bank, says Keith. That's right. All right, I am Dustin Starr. I will be live on members only here in just a bit, and I've got some stories to tell you. I will see you tomorrow at the WrestleCenter, and I'll see you at bell time. Oh, yeah. Put oh, yeah in the chat. Go ahead. Come on. Give me some oh, yeahs. Give me some oh, yeahs before I go. Andrea. Oh, yeah. There you go, Eddie K, man. Hitting the emoji. He's got those custom emojis because he's on members only. There's a bunch of oh, yeahs. What time you talking members only, we could talk AAA. Yeah, we could definitely talk AAA. There's some oh, yeahs. Oh, yeah. I am Dustin Starr saying so long, everybody. Thanks, guys.